We have some results, and these numbers are quite disappointing. Quite disappointing. 85% has reported in. Eric Adams is leading with 150,000 votes. 150,000 votes, you got 8.5 million people. Even if you said half of them couldn't vote, that should be 4 million qualified voters. 4 million, 2 million, that should at least be 2 million Democrats at least, right? And this is where the actual mayor's race is going to be. So you have 85% reporting and just over 500,000 votes. 85% reporting, just over 500,000 votes. This is the first round pick of ranked choice voting New York City mayor's election, June 22nd, 2021. Eric Adams got 154, 128, 30.78%. So 150,000, 30, I'm just actually going to do estimates because the specific details, you want the specific numbers and you figure that shit out yourself. Eric Adams is winning with 31% over 150,000 votes. Maya Wiley is in second place with 105,000, 21.15%. And then Catherine Garcia is in third place with 104,000 and 51 and 21%. So just barely under Maya Wiley, 105 versus 104. And then you're going to have a big drop for Andrew Yang, 59,000, 36, 11.79%. So 12%. And then Scott Stringer, right? Scott Stringer with barely above 5%, barely got 27,000 votes. So then Diane Morales, god damn, 14,000, 2.82%. Raymond McGuire, that's 509, so I don't know, it's 12,500, and 2.48%, so just under 2.5%. Sean Donovan, just over 11,000 votes, 2.3%. Aaron Foldenauer, 4,259 votes, that's 80.84%. Art Chang, 3,643.72%. Paperboy Prince, 1,999 votes for first place. 0.40%. Jocelyn Taylor, 1,404, so 1,400 and 0.3%. Isaac Wright Jr., 1,200 votes and 0.24%. That's 0.24%. So holy shit! I would have voted for Jocelyn Taylor and Isaac Wright and Paperboy Prince. So the ranked choice voting does not seem to be helping those candidates out. And right now it looks like Isaac Wright is going to be the big loser of this race. I mean, it looks like New York City hates the progressives. They are so right-wing. The Democrats are so fucking... There's too many Republicans in the Democrat Party in New York City. Because the three, I would say, long-shot progressive candidates who should have benefited the most with ranked choice voting didn't benefit at all. They didn't benefit at all. So Paperboy Prince, he barely even got 2,000 votes. All that talking, all that bullshit, all the... My God, just 2,000 votes? Oh, he just got 10 more, okay? Just updated. 86% is reporting. He just got 2,009 votes. So he's, broke the threshold. Maybe they didn't want to put him in the top. Maybe he'll benefit from, I don't know. So since Isaac Wright Jr., let's assume that this would be the final say-so. Let's assume that this is the end result and Eric Adams is going to take the whole thing. No, we can't assume that. Let's not make any kind of comment. Paperboy Prince wanted to have free Wi-Fi for all of New York City. So that's the biggest, that's a big loss. That's a big loss. Yeah, I want to make sure I get my words exactly right. So that's the update right there. That's the update. Eric Adams is winning. He got, more votes too. But still 31% to 21% to 21% to 12%. Eric Adams is number 1. Maya Wiley number 2. Catherine Garcia is number 3. Andrew Yang is number 4. Those are your top 4 finishers. They just got more votes. But I think that since you're not going to find out who won today, the biggest question is going to be who are your losers. And so if you look at the bottom is Aaron Foldenauer, Art Chang, Paperboy Prince, Jocelyn Taylor, and Isaac Wright Jr. Those are your biggest losers. And it's important because those are the ones that's going to get knocked out. They're going to lose Survivor. They got voted off the island. And then their votes are going to get redistributed to the other candidates. Their number 2, 3, 4, and 5 votes. So that's so far what I see. Isaac Wright Jr. looks to be the biggest loser to his 1,200 votes. So maybe I could do that. I'll add up the numbers and see the big difference, right? Eric Adams has beaten Maya Wiley by 50,000 votes. So 50,000 votes, how many of these last place finishers do we need to kick out before we even get to 50,000 total, right? 1,000, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, right? So, okay, you got about 10,000, 22,000 or some shit. Then maybe 30-something thousand. Diane Morales, we got to go all the way up to just the top fucking 5. So we got to, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It looks like we have to go through 8 rounds to make up the difference for the 50,000 votes that Maya Wiley needs to make up in order to overtake Eric Adams. And that's not saying it's not possible. The point of ranked choice voting is to find out which one of these top 4 or 5 candidates has the most deepest and widest and far they appeal to everybody, right? You had your favorite candidate, and you might not have liked them, the first go-around or the second go-around, but this is a candidate that everybody liked. Everybody put them on the top 5. It wasn't their first choice, maybe it was the second choice. Maybe it was the 5th choice. But that's who's going to be the ultimate winner. Now, Eric Adams has a lead, but I felt like 40%. If he had 40%, I'd call it for him. He hasn't got 40%. It seems to be about consistent. There's a 50,000 vote difference. Plurality, right? Plurality difference. This is ranked choice voting, so this is total. This isn't like regular shit. So you can't say anything really from this. You have to count all the votes and then start doing the rank, tabulate the ranked choice voting way, which will take a week or 2 or some shit. So there's 50,000 votes between Eric Adams and Maya Wiley. I'm very disappointed in New York City. 150,000 votes, that's it? That's all they had to fucking get was 150,000 votes? Jesus Christ. New York City feels a lot smaller to me now. Isaac Wright Jr., Jocelyn Taylor. Isaac Wright Jr. is your last place. Jocelyn Taylor second, last place. Paperboy Prince, Art Chang, and Aaron Foldenauer will be your 5 biggest losers. Like I said, we're not going to be able to declare a winner, but I think you could declare the losers. The bottom 5 right now, if this is the final rankings, those are your losers. Aaron Foldenauer, Art Chang, Paperboy Prince, Jocelyn Taylor, Isaac Wright Jr. And collectively they only make up about 10,000 votes. So who knows who the other, that's who people picked number 1. So whoever voted for Paperboy Prince, he only voted for himself. So when he gets knocked out, his vote is going to get thrown away. Paperboy Prince actually didn't vote for ranked choice voting the correct way. He only voted for himself. And he's all about love, but he couldn't show no love to any of the other campaigns. So he only voted for himself, and when he gets kicked off the ballot, then nobody else, right? Then his vote is supposed to go to the number 2 choice, but he couldn't see no good in anybody else. None of the other candidates, he is so just full of himself, he couldn't pick a number 2. And since he couldn't pick a number 2, he wasted his vote. Paperboy Prince voted incorrectly. He voted incorrectly. All that talk about how he knows about this and that, he didn't even vote correctly. His vote is going to get thrown out, and it's going to get wasted. Why did he even vote? It didn't even matter. He might as well have wasted his vote. So there you go. That's the numbers. I'll actually read the numbers now because they did change a little bit while I was sitting here. This is BuzzFeedNews.com. So Eric Adams has 164,031%. Maya Wiley, 113,021%. Catherine Garcia, 109,021%. Andrew Yang, 61,012%. Scott Stringer, 28,005%. Diane Morales, 15,003%. Raymond McGuire, 13,002%. Sean Donovan, 12,002%. Aaron Foldenauer, 4,470. Art Chang, 3,783. Paperboy Prince, 2,096. Jocelyn Taylor, 1,474. Isaac Wright Jr., 1,274.